Lads, welcome back to Fusion YGO. Today, we will be showing off my version of a fairly competitive, pretty budget Fire King Tri-Brigade deck profile. This deck is super fun. It has a lot of recursion. I've done a little bit of testing with it. It's still fairly new, so I'm still open to suggestions on like card ratios and things like that. But we're gonna show it off. I want you guys to kind of see it, check it out, and let's talk about it. We're starting off with 2 copies of Sacred Fire King Garunix. So if a monster that's originally fire is destroyed by card effect or by battle, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when a monster was destroyed, or the hand even if not. And then when it's normal or special summoned, you get to destroy a fire beast, beast warrior, or wing beast monster in your hand, deck, or face-up field, except itself. And then if you do, this card gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's attack. So this can come in clutch for certain Tri-Brigade plays, because I misread this a lot today. But yeah, being able to destroy things like Kit in the deck is crazy good. It's 2700 body, it's a level 8, it's a fire. Let's go on. We're playing 3 copies of Ponix. So Ponix, so if a monster that's originally fire is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Fire King spell trap from your deck to your hand. During the next standby phase after this card was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Really, really strong. It does specify it has to go to the graveyard, so it doesn't play around things like Dimension Shifter, which is crazy bad, but this card's really, really good. 3 copies of Kieran. Kieran actually will allow you to play on Fire King High Avatar Kieran, so the big one. It's another level 8, it's a fire. It's able to, during the main phase, if it's in the hand, you get to destroy a fire monster in your hand or face up on the field, and then special summon this card. And then if it's destroyed, sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a Fire King monster from your graveyard, hand or graveyard, and then you can destroy 1 card on the field. So non-targeting revival, pretty strong. Next up is 1 Fire King Avatar Arvata, the elephant. So this one is a monster effect negate by destroying a fire monster on the field or in the hand. And then when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a fire beast, beast warrior, or wing beast monster in the graveyard except itself, special summon it. But it negates its effects and destroys it during the end phase. We're playing 1 copy of Barong. Its primary effect isn't what's important. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard during the next standby phase, you get to add a Fire King card from your deck to your hand. And then we're playing 1 copy of Ring Bali. Ring Bali will let you special summon itself if a Fire King monster is destroyed by card effect. You get to special summon it, and then it has a spell trap negation effect by destroying a fire, similar to Arvada. 3 copies of Sanctuary. This card's crazy. So when it's activated, you get to put Fire King Island from your deck face up in your field zone. Once per turn, if a card in your field zone would be destroyed, you can protect it by destroying a fire monster in your hand or face up on the field instead. And then you're able to exceed summon when your opponent special summons a monster, which is nuts. We are playing 2 copies of the Fire King Island. This is the Searcher. It's kind of like the Rhoda of the deck, but it destroys, which is great because Garunix can summon itself. So you can pop Ponix. You can go Ponix. The base line is Ponix, add Sanctuary, Sanctuary activate Island, Island pop Ponix, add Garunix. Garunix will then summon itself, dumping Barong, giving you 2 adds during your opponent's turn. Basically, you go +1. Costs you nothing. We are playing 1 copy of Fire King Skyburn, which is a board wipe, essentially. So if you're able to set up your board during your opponent's turn, then during the next turn, you just add this, nuke the field, and go off. 1 Circle of the Fire Kings. I like having a searchable monster reborn. It's actually super helpful in like grind games because it gives you more than just the 2 targets or 3 targets. Gives you another target, which I think is important. And finally, 1 copy of 1 for 1. This can help unbrick hands and it summons Ponix. Next up is the Tri-Brigades. So we're playing 3 copies of Fractal. Fractal, you know what the Tri-Brigades do. So we're gonna just go through the Tri-Brigade package right now. The important part is that these 2, the reason why we're playing 3 Kit, 3 Fractal, is they're Fire, Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beasts. We are also playing 1 copy of Karis and 1 copy of Nerval to round it out. You could play 2. I like it as 1 and 1 because if you have this, you can pop it with Fire King Island and then you're fine to search. Karis can just get rid of like bricky cards out of the hand. to be able to allow you to play the game. 3 copies of Tenki, which is kind of a Tri-Brigade card, more or less. And then 1 copy of Revolt. And finally, the non-engine, we're playing 9 hand traps. It's going to be 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Like I said, this is fairly budget. Most of these cards, the staples, are cards that come in structure decks for the most part. So we could spend more money in the side deck. So we got 3 Droll and then 3 Imperm. These 2 actually come in the structure deck, which is nuts. Extra deck time! We're playing 1 Farragut and 1 Rampant Blaster. This is a fire, which comes up. You'll see, fire is the most important attribute, so like for this deck specifically, but I mean in general at this point. We are also playing 1 Silver Sheller and 2 Shirag. There's a couple of things you could change out in the side deck here, like if you can't afford certain cards for the extra deck, I'll go over it, but I think these ones are essential, and these ones only cost you a couple bucks, so. We are playing 2 copies of Garunix Eternity, Hyung of the Fire Kings. This card, when it succeeds someone, it destroys all other monsters on the field. And then you can detach a material from this card, then target a spell trap on the field and destroy it. And if you do, this card gains 500 attack, it's permanent. If this card is destroyed while it has material, you can special summon Fire King monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials this card had. So, it's a 3000 beat stick, it nukes the field, it's crazy. We are playing 1 copy of the greatest boss monster in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, Dingirsu, Orchestra of the Evening Star. Another card you could very easily make. We are playing 1 copy of Coach King Giant Trainer. This is a little harder to make. You could cut this for another rank, like for a rank 4 or 2, because I did find myself often having multiple 4s on the field, and I'd really like to have a 4. So this and the next card are kind of the choices. 1 copy of Link Karibo. We are playing 1 copy of Hita. It's good against Rescue Ace, it's good against the Mirror Match, and it's just good against all the fire decks right now. 1 copy of Ancient Warrior's Oath, Double Dragon Lords. This is just a bounce. You could sub this out with like Apollousa or something like that. I just decided to go for this because I think it's neat. 1 of the Swarm Ship Ambo Whale, excuse me. This will just let you resummon Link monsters and stuff like that. When it's destroyed, it gives you a free fire monster to blow up. To link off Shirag, if you open Nuts, you can link it off into Zelantis, which will then let you use Shirag to search. And finally, Access Code Talker. If you can't afford Access Code Talker, which I understand, you can also make this in Apollousa. I have Access Code Talker, so I'm using it, but if you can't afford it for whatever reason, the other option would be something like Apollousa. And then you could cut like the Giant Trainer Link Karibo, or even Double Dragon Lords, because it is a $5 card, and you could just change it out with something else. The side deck. We're playing 3 copies of the Space Rock. It's good against a Mirror Match, it's good against a lot of decks, but it's not good enough to main, so siding 3 of it. 3 Veiler, Targeted Negation is pretty solid. We're playing 2 copies of Alpha. I just like having the bounce, I like having the effect, and I also like having a beast that is like, that's a big boy, so it works with the Tri-Brigades, but it also helps clear fields, which is nice. 1 Dog of Ran. Dogoran is just a kaiju. We're playing 1 DD Crow, 1 Ghost Ogre, and 1 Called by the Grave. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Called by the Grave and DD Crow. DD Crow because it's searchable, Called by because it's a 1. Ghost Ogre is just a funny. This can be literally anything else. This is a flex pick for me. I just went with Ghost Ogre. And finally, 3 copies of Evenly Matched. So, that is my fairly budget Tri-Brigade Fire King deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. Yeah, this is a really, really fun deck. It can do a lot, it grinds pretty well, which it surprised me. I'm still making a lot of mistakes and still experimenting with the deck a lot. We may be doing the Sinful Spoils version of it, but right now this is the version I'm having a lot of fun with. I wanted to play something different. This is definitely that. So let me know what you think. All that good stuff. And until next time, lads, good fun. Have luck.